People like to say that looks don't matter, that never judge a book by its cover, but honestly, as human beings, we do often judge people by first thought of appearance, right? Of how they look. That's the initial thought of how you're going to perceive somebody, right? And I do genuinely believe that the better you look, the richer you can become, all right? The richer you look, the richer you'll become, right? And we're going to break this down into 7 steps. Number 1, spiritually rich. When you're spiritually rich, that means that you're deeply connected to what I like to call your intuition, right? And when the closer you are to your intuition, it's like you have that inner knowing of who you are as a person, right? It's having that discernment from God itself. You don't no longer chase external validation because all your validation comes from internal power, the internal power of yourself, having that trust within yourself, knowing who you are as a person and being able to rely on yourself, right? You also notice opportunities, lessons, and purpose that you overlooked before. Right? And then also your presence becomes more calmer and grounded when you're spiritually rich. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, we're going to talk about being physically rich. The better you look. What does that mean? You look in the mirror and you're happy with what you see. All right, you're not just settling for a certain appearance of yourself. You know that you're actively or are the best version of yourself. And I feel like every single day we could become a better version of ourselves, yes. But if you've been putting in the work, if you've been hitting the gym, if you've been taking care of your skin, you've been taking care of your teeth, you take care of your nails, all these stuff that maximizes your appearance and how you look, you're going to be happy with that. Your confidence is going to go up. You're going to carry yourself in a different way than someone who just doesn't care about their external appearance, that doesn't keep their hair done, that doesn't, do the basic hygiene stuff, bro. You look in the mirror and you see discipline and not excuses. A lot of common stuff is like when someone's overweight, a lot of people say that they avoid mirrors. They don't look in the mirror when they take their clothes off and stuff like that. It's because they're not happy with what they see. All right, but it's never too late to change that. Cool. Another thing is people notice you before you speak. And this is a very important one because if people notice you before you even have to say anything to them, bro, you will literally have so many opportunities thrown at you just because people want to come up and talk to you, just because people want to come up and get to know you, because they feel like you're somebody. When you carry yourself a certain way and you look a certain way, opportunities are going to flock to you by the abundance, whether it's with women, men, job opportunities, success, well, all of that stuff is just it's gonna flock to you, bro. You're not even gonna have to try, bro. People are just gonna be throwing it at you for no reason. And then also the way you carry yourself. AKA aura. The way you carry yourself, aka your aura. Everything about you changes. It's an internal change before it's an external change. So it's like you're raising your frequency and your standards of everything in life, and you believe that you deserve the best of the best in life. Cool. Number 3, emotionally rich. Become emotionally rich, bro. Become emotionally rich. You allow, perfect example, emotions inform you, not control you. You allow for your emotions to inform you, not control you, because you know who you are at the end of the day. You have that much confidence in yourself, right? You don't care about the opinion of others. And then on top of that, this is a big issue a lot of people have. Failure, rejection, don't matter. It doesn't matter if you get rejected if you go up and talk to that girl. It doesn't matter if you get rejected from that job, because you have so much proof to yourself that you've done these things before, that you know you can do these things before, that you start to develop an abundance mindset towards a bunch of opportunities, because you know you'll get that opportunity again, because you're confident in who you look like, who you are on the inside, bro. And then you also have a deeper gratitude, resilience, inner peace. All right. That's number 3. Number 4, you become mentally rich. When you become mentally rich, that means you're more so focused on a goal. You're more goal-oriented than living in just short-term pleasure, satisfying that instant gratification that we all yearn for, bro. Your standards start to rise. And you're also obsessed with growth and evolution and elevation. Number 5, you become socially rich. Bro, this relates to what we said earlier, how people will come up to you and just want to talk to you for no reason. The better you look, I'm telling you, bro, the better you look, bro, the more opportunities, the more friends you can make, the more connections you can make, all because you're just more attractive than the normal person, bro. You can literally feel like conversations are going easier for you just because you're more attractive. That's it. Just like, all right, for a perfect example, bro, if a guy who is 350 pounds out of shape, doesn't get a haircut, doesn't wash his face, brush his teeth, if he goes up to a girl, right? If he goes up to a girl and tries to talk to her, and he says the same exact thing as someone who's 6'3", 10% body fat, take care of himself, that girl is more than likely going to assume that the guy who doesn't really take care of himself is more of a creep rather than the guy who is attractive is, if that makes sense, bro. Number 6, you become rich in dating. This is pretty self-explanatory, bro. You become more selective and desperate. You don't have to settle for any just average option. You have options the more attractive you are, bro. You can have your pick of the litter, bro. You have more high value options, if that makes sense. And then the last one, financially rich, bro. Yes, I don't care what anybody says. Health is wealth, bro. You will be financially richer, the better you look. If you start posting online and you have a good look to yourself, bro, you will literally become rich. The perfect example of this is the Marlon dude, bro. He didn't do nothing special. He is just attractive to so many women, to the point where that's literally how he blew up, bro. You can literally become rich just from the way that you look. Everyone can become attractive. I don't care what you say. And also that discipline that builds your body transforms, that discipline that builds your body transforms over to every aspect of your life.